maybe if I put my hat on. No, it's just weird. It's just in
No,
the middle.
that's fine. I mean, we're inside. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you feel? You good?
I'm good, yeah.
Like you don't feel? I mean, it is weird to be
It
in
is
front of
weird.
the camera.
Last time we did this, it was more natural.
Yeah, because
Because
there
of,
was
like,
no
the
lights
thing.
and it was like, okay. Okay, so we're gonna start.
All
We
right.
good? Okay.
Good.
So from now on, roll the B-roll and everything we got. All right. So yeah, another video that this time I'm not alone. I'm with Andri, which is my, what are you? Brother-in-law?
Brother-in-law, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
could
So
say
he's
that.
married to my cousin.
You could say
Yeah. You could say that. You say she's gonna watch this.
No, I
They're
mean, we
definitely
could say
married.
that.
I was there.
We could say that I'm your brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I decided to be here with you because I feel like it's just more natural to talk
Yeah.
to someone than just me, and
Yep.
I haven't recorded anything in like forever.
That's been a while.
Yeah. So the good thing is like nobody's gonna watch this, so it'll be me and like a couple of people, and that's about it. So,
No, sounds
so
good.
it should be fun.
All right. Hopefully, I don't know too much.
Yeah, so I was thinking that we could probably do go over the things that I've learned from God, and you could pick one of them random, and then
Alright,
we
let's
just
go.
talk about that. Are you a Christian?
I would say that, yeah.
You know, I never asked you that. Like, are you a Christian?
You know, it's funny. I was watching Jordan Peterson video the other day, and somebody had asked him like, "Oh, you don't ever answer the question if you're a Christian or not."
Right.
And I found that pretty interesting. And I was actually thinking about that exact same question there. There's like, I'm pretty new to this. I'm pretty new to
So you've been
Christianity.
okay, before you met Candy, were you at all religious, or
No, not really. No.
so you decided to follow God because of a girl? That is the best
Yeah,
way to do it.
The best way to do it, yeah.
That is the only way. All
Yeah,
right.
I pretty much followed it because of her. She spoke to me about God a few times before I decided to go to church. And she laid it out flat too. She was like, "Hey, listen, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian person. I like to go to church on Sundays. I'm not gonna force you to come to church, but
Right.
it's open for you to come if you want to." And that was a conversation at first, and then later on, it kind of turned into more of like, if you want to continue this relationship, I would like for you to come to church.
But did you feel at any point like she pushed you? She
No.
pushed you to be a Christian. Like she
No.
said, if you're not going to church with me, we're not gonna work out or anything like that.
No, because before I met Candy, my sister was always pushing me to go to church.
She was what?
Always pushing me to go to church. My sister.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought she came after you.
She did, but she had more of understanding of God than I did.
All right.
She was more of a believer than I was. And I have a friend, his name is Anthony. We had conversation about it too. And he was going to church at the time, and it was all around the same time that I met Candy. So I took that as a sign, like, hey, like,
All
go to
right.
church.
Okay. So yeah. So you could say you're a Christian, but have you had like a moment where you're like, okay, if like you said, Jordan Peterson would ask, because sometimes I felt for a long time that I wasn't a Christian. I was just somebody that believed in God, and like I wanted to do the way, like learn more about Him, but I wasn't like necessarily a Christian.
Christian, yeah.
Because I always thought Christians were weird. Most of them. I still do. A lot of them are.
What I find weird about them, like the religious.
Man, some people are just weird, and I think I find a lot of people just weird. It's just like they just like I feel like you had to fit into this box, and like you couldn't be funny, you couldn't be like you had to like fit into this mold that I just couldn't do it, and I was just like I feel like I faked it a lot in the beginning, like when I was around Christians, and I was like, but now I like my humor is like really edgy and dark.
Gotcha,
and,
yeah.
shocking, right? Like I never joke about. So I feel like for me that part was a little bit not sincere from my part.
Okay.
But now I'm a little bit more, I guess, because that changes when you start building that relationship with God instead of just trying to do what other people are doing. So yeah, that for me. But I don't know. So we could say you.
So a couple things, right? So the whole thing about Jordan Peterson, I was watching the video,
Right.
and I thought to myself, like, I'd never really answered the question myself, like, am I a Christian or am I a believer of God, or like, where do I fall? Where do I classify myself in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, and I think there's a couple things that I'm still trying to figure out in my path.
Right.
But for sure, I can say that I'm a believer of Christ.
All right.
I I battle all the time to like I feel like this journey is a battle. We all have our fights that we got to do all the time. So to find that peace within us and to find our way. But yeah, I think I can say that I'm a Christian man.
All right.
I think I can say that.
That's good. I mean, I could say the same
Yeah,
most of the time.
most of the time.
Yeah. 80-20,
Yeah,
Trying to
Yeah.
be 100%.
trying to find that 100%.
Absolutely. That's the dream.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel like I've seen you and your growth and your relationship with, and the questions you've been asking and the conversation we've been having of, I don't know. It's just like I feel like, and it's funny because a lot of the times I've been praying about something, and then we would talk about something, and I'm just telling you everything
Yeah.
that the Lord has done, and in my mind, and while I'm talking to you, I'm replying to myself of the same things that I've asked
Yeah.
God, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should listen to what I'm saying, and at the same time, I'm just talking, I'm just like being spoken to. It's just funny, and it's just like I enjoy that, so
yeah,
that's why I brought you here because I think
yeah. Another thing that I've been battling with, I would say music.
mm,
I I ran into this video the other day because Justin Bieber dropped he had like a new album come out.
yeah, I saw that.
And there's a song in there that he's I don't remember the name of the song, but he's talking about like the Lord like saving him and everything like that. And I did some research and like apparently he is a Christian dude,
Right.
which I didn't know that.
Right.
And I found that so weird. And then I'm like, but his music is so secular, so like
Right.
it's world music in a sense. So then I'm also tackling that idea of what is music? Like how does music affect us, right? For example, I'll speak about my wife. My wife had Candy. She had a moment with music that changed her life for the
Right.
she was
in
very,
that
yeah, that
that
Travis Scott
Travis
concert.
Scott thing.
So for her, music is very touchy. It's very sentimental. So like, music is kind of what led her to become, or to come closer to God, right?
Right.
So with her, it's like there's no like trying to figure it out with music. It's like no, I can't listen to like
Right.
worldly music, right? With me, it's not that case.
Okay.
Like, I don't see music being so like. I think music has power in it, like 100%.
Yeah.
And I think the easiest way to start into like a religious belief or to Christianity, whatever it is you want to, walk into, is through music. I think because a lot of music is out there that speaks about God and everything.
Well, I feel like for me, it's okay. So there's people. I'm not a person that listens to a lot of music. I don't. Like
Yeah.
I could go days without music and I'm fine with it. So I don't feel like my heart connects too much with music. I know there's people like our pastor does and Candy, and there's some like my girlfriend. They all like to listen to music all the time, and they have a connection through music, and you see that when they worship and when
Yeah.
they listen to anything, they have like their hearts gets connected to music, and I feel like for them, and you see how the pastor is really straight with music. With like,
Yeah.
okay, this is even with worship. He's like, okay, that worship song is not like it's not aligned to the message or whatever. And for me, I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know. I never get connected to that. But on that trip recently that I did to Texas, I went to this church and they're really creative, and they write a lot of music and all that,
Right.
and for me, it was like I couldn't feel anything. I was like, okay, it's like it's a different. It's like their own songs and all that, and I couldn't necessarily feel anything. But there was something that they mentioned that I don't think I've ever thought about it so much. It's like they talk a lot about the spiritual side of the music, and it's not the lyrics. It's not so much of the rhythm or anything like that. It's sometimes like this the spiritual the spirit that the person that is singing has
Okay.
and how they use music to transmit that through their art.
Right.
And that in that moment I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And it was like, but then it kind of makes sense of like, if you, and it's funny because I was watching this on Twitter. It's like people on this Bad Bunny concert, right? And they were just all like, the way people were dancing and the girls were dancing, it was just like provocative, and the
Right.
music makes you do things. And it's like kids, you play them on merengue, and they're
They
like
start moving
the same
around,
movement
dancing.
of the.
Yeah.
They don't even know. They've never seen anybody dancing, but it's
Right.
the
Right.
same movement. So I think there's something there. Now, I used to listen to a lot of underground music, like hood. I don't know. I like that type of like. I've never been in a hood or anything, but I like that type of stuff. But ever since I think like about 2 years ago, I completely stopped, and like I feel like I got transformed my heart to listen to mostly worship. I still listen to romantic, like soft music sometimes, and like secular, because I don't feel like the message affects me in any way. Um, but I would say it's just about letting God change that about you, and I think He will do it eventually if He like. I'm sure He wants to, but it's just like a matter of time. Because I've done it when I was forced to do it. When I was okay, this is secular music. I won't listen to it.
Yeah.
Then my approach changed when it was like I just need to follow God, and He would transform, and like He would make me not want to do certain things. He would
Right.
make me not want to like. And right now I'm in a stage where I just listen to, I would say 90% worship, like
Yeah.
Christian songs most of the time, and that was when I heard it back in the day. It's not like I'm forcing myself not to do it. It's just like I don't want to listen to the hood and the
Right. Right. Right.
the
Right.
the, the underground music that I used to play. But I
Yeah.
guess, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like the whole lyrics thing. It's a I don't know. It's like it's tricky.
Yeah. 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 I'm still trying to like figure that out, to be honest.
You feel bad when you listen to other secular music.
At times. At times I do, but it's not always, to be honest.
Right.
Not always.
So I guess keep praying. Do you feel like God has removed something from your life that before was natural and now it's not anymore? Like,
Natural. Uh, I guess we can say like, let's see. I think I used to have a temper. Like,
what?
yeah, weird, right?
What temper? You barely talk.
No, seriously. Like, you can ask my
So
mom. My mom would be like,
you never talk.
no, yeah, seriously, for real.
Maybe that's why, because you never talk. You keep that
That's why I
inside
have a
of you.
temper. Yeah,
Yeah, and then it's like you blow up.
I blow up. Yeah,
I blow up every 3 minutes, and that's why I keep by saying, like, I keep myself pretty chill most of the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would have to think a little bit more about that question. I'm not too sure.
I mean, you're early in your.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I talked in another video about porn, how that's not an issue for me anymore, and I thought that was just gonna be a normal thing for the rest of my life. I talked about now I'm like the music, and that had changed, and there are other things that I'm praying that God, make me want to change, but I, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon,
yeah,
and some people get saved quickly. Some people change everything all at once. Some people don't.
right.
And I had a hard time comparing myself to the people that did. I had a hard time saying, "Oh my God, they became a Christian last year, and they're just so good." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but that's not me." And
Yeah, I think that when I was first introduced, I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me. Well, I felt the pressure. I probably put it on myself to kind of like,
be holy.
yeah,
Mm,
like I would say it felt like a performance in a sense,
right. It,
right? To like do what they're doing at church, follow that script, and like be like on task with that, right?
right.
So after that, after a while, it kind of just became like, I'm like, most of the stuff I'm doing it because I feel like I have to do it, not because
Right.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I also remember that conversation we had about when you told me to like, your relationship with God is what matters the most in this journey.
Hmm.
Right. I think
Right.
that's probably and I've always told you that too. I've always said that that's like the thing that stuck with me the most.
That
Your
your
relationship
relationship with
with
God.
God is what matters. Is it like the relationship is between me and Him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's relationship with God is gonna be different. So
Right. So
I
yeah,
think
it was like
that's
that. Yeah, I remember we had that. It was so the thing is, you have a relationship with Candy, and I have a relationship with Maria. We have a totally. I could tell you so many things like, okay, you should be how to kind, loving, all these things to be to have a good relationship. But how
right.
that works with you doesn't necessarily. It's the same way that it
It's
works
gonna
with
work,
me,
right?
and the way that I receive love, the way I give love, it's different than the way you do.
Right, right.
But in a sense, everything is the same.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have communication. You have to have caring for the other. You have to, do things for the other, like do sacrifice things. In a sense, all that is the same in every relationship. But how you practice those things, it's what makes a relationship unique.
Right.
And when I learned that with my relationship with God, and I learned that, the what like I had an issue with, I'm not emotional when it comes to Christ. I'm not gonna cry, or I'm not saying that it has never happened, but there's some people that happen more often.
Right, right.
And I
Yeah.
would always think that they had a better relationship with God than me because they would cry and they'd be, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm just sitting there like trying to
Yeah, yeah.
lift one hand and like, ooh. But it didn't work out that way, because then you get to know them personally. Like, okay, they're probably not. I'm not gonna measure their relationship with God, but I would say, okay, they're struggling the same way that
Right.
we're all struggling. So it's just a different experience, and um, yeah, it's just about you focus on your relationship with God, and then God is the one that changes you,
Right.
not you copying everything that everybody does. And
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
it's not changing from the outside; it's changing from the inside. So whenever you pick like one of the things that I learned from God, don't pick that one because we already talked about that one. Yeah, because if you can pull up your phone, like check the ones that I
Yeah.
sent you. Like, yeah. So those are the things that I have personally experienced, and I put in like a note thing on my phone and
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta turn off the oven real quick.
do what?
I gotta turn off the oven.
Oh, you do that. We'll be right back. Oven time. We're back.
We're back. All right. So things I learned about God.
Just pick one. I mean, if you see that I already talked about it, as you can skip it or whatever calls your attention.
The one that I saw that caught my attention was the last one. He said, "We can't pursue blessings; they will come." What do you mean by that?
I cannot what?
It says we can't pursue blessings;
Let me
they
see
will
that
come.
one. I don't remember what I wrote. We can't pursue blessings that will come. So, this is what I learned. And this is what my experience. God wants to bless us, right?
Right.
And He has a plan.
Okay.
We tend to want to get the blessings in our own time. We want to make them happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, maybe I'm wrong, that God will send you the blessings when the time is right. It's not like you have to do something to get it. And it goes with another one that I think I have there, is that but what's it can I see? No, there was another one that I said that the miracle is not what God wants to do in your life, but the how,
Okay.
right? What do you get from that?
The miracle is not. Let me see.
The miracle is not what God wants to do. No, the miracle is not what God wants to do in your life. The miracle is how He does it. What do you get from that?
The miracle is not what, but how He does it.
Right.
Interesting.
Have you ever thought of that?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so here's what I think of that. So, a lot of times, and there's a lot of biblical example for this. God will tell you something. Let's say, for example, Moses. He put in his heart that he was going to free the Israelites from Egypt.
Okay.
Same with Abraham. He told Abraham, you're going to have a kid. And they laugh like, yeah, whatever. Time passes.
Yeah.
And first with Moses, he feels in his heart that he has to free the Israelites. Then one day he sees one of the Egyptians doing something bad to the Israelites. And he gets angry and he goes and kills him.
Okay.
He gets scared, he has to leave to exile for many, many years because he tried to do it with his own hand. Abraham, the same thing. He gets told by God, leave this place and I'll give you a child and you're going to be the father for whatever it says there. When time goes by, Abraham's wife goes like, man, I know God said this, but maybe you should probably have this kid with this other woman. And that way we will fulfill what God told you that it was going to be the gift. Wrong. That was a big mistake. We're still experiencing the issues from that because they thought God told them, I'm going to be a kid. But they went about, we should probably do something for that. We should probably get a younger woman for you. Get on some sort of method to have children, all these things. Because they knew what God wants from them.
Okay.
But what happens in both stories? Moses goes out, he kills somebody. He's in exile. Many, many years later, he sees this burning bush. And God told him, okay, do you want to do it my way? Like, I'm going to show you how to do it. Even then, he's like, man, like, I can't speak. I'm not good at it. Like, and God is like, yeah, but I really don't care. So he sends it out. He does all the things that he was supposed to do. He takes out the full arm, like all the Israelites. He takes them out of Egypt without dropping one single shred of blood, without killing anybody, no war, no nothing. He just gets them out. The Pharaoh goes after them. He opens the sea and everything. Boom, they pass. Like the most clean operation to take out a bunch of people under a bunch of hostages out of a place with not even no war, no nothing. Not even having to kill anybody. Because that's a miracle, the way he did it. Same with Abraham. The miracle wasn't that he went and got another, no. He got the kid the way God intended from his purpose. So our job is not to know. The miracle of God is not to know what he's going to do in our lives. Because I've heard things in my life that I think God is going to do. But I can't. In a lot of ways, I need to prevent myself from trying to help God to accomplish it. Because the miracle is not that I accomplish those things. The miracle is how God is going to make me accomplish those things. And that's what we should need to focus on. It's not like if God tells you right now, you're going to be a leader of the nation. And you go right away, go into politics and you try to do something, probably it's not going to go right. Because he didn't tell you that so you can go ahead and do it yourself. He told you that so you trust him in the way he's going to do it. Because the miracle is how he does it.
Okay.
Because the story of Moses wasn't like the miracle. Like we don't talk about that he did it himself. We talk about how God did it. How do you say that?
Miraculously.
There you go. That's why you're here. Can you say that again?
Miraculously.
He did it, right? That's it. So that is the whole intent of why I think those two things go side by side. It's like I don't want my mind to think that because God said I'm gonna get to a certain point in my life that I need to help God to get here. Because those things will come when God is ready to give it to me. Because the miracle is how he's gonna do it, not what he tells me he's gonna do with me. Because he told a lot of people a lot of things, how they were going to do it. But if we look at all the stories in the Bible, how he did it was the actual miracle, not them having to do it themselves.
Gotcha. So that kind of knocks out the when as well too, right?
What do you mean?
It's like it's not when I want the miracle to happen, or like.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot of times we want things in our.
Yeah, like right away. Yeah.
I always want things right away, all the time.
Yeah.
every single time. And that is the waiting in God is just it's one of the most difficult things because it requires a lot of faith. It requires a lot of and okay, I'm gonna go back into this, especially in this culture where we want things quickly, right? And we're in a hustle world of
Right.
always doing,
Yeah.
always being productive, always I need to always be doing something.
Right.
That is so opposite of what it's like to walk with God a lot of the times. Because you feel like you need to be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And you pray, you're like, God, I don't know. I'm not doing anything with my life. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And he's most of the time just saying, wait, relax, nothing. And it was like the same thing 2 years ago that I told you this story where couldn't find a job. I
Right.
was in this weird place where he took everything away from me. And I needed to find something to do. And I was like, God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And he was like, I never heard anything. And when I was looking for jobs, the only thing that I heard was like, don't look for a job. And I'm like, okay, but if I need a job, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get a job if I'm not looking for it?
Right.
And I went through a roller coaster of emotions where, okay, I'll trust you. And then I go, I gotta look for a job. This might not be from God. Back to like, okay, you're right. And I got the things that I wanted. And it was because, they reached out to me.
Right. Yeah, you told me that.
You know?
Yep.
And that happened to me twice. The first time it happened was like 10 years ago. When I first moved here, I was gonna leave. I was gonna quit. I was gonna go back. And I said to God, if you wanted me to be here, I need you to provide me a better opportunity for me to better my life. And I said to him, I am not gonna look for it. Because if I do, I'm gonna think I did it. And I'll never know for sure that you want me here. You know, that idea of having to wait and don't do anything and trust the time, because it's in movies you see those scenes where people are going through hardship and difficult things, and then they get to a point when everything goes right and like they see victory.
Yeah.
In a movie that's 30 minutes. In real life that's
Years.
2 years, 6 months.
Yeah.
And that is just really difficult. So I think that is something that I had to really learn and experience. And it's you cannot just be growing all the time. And there will be times where you're just gonna be difficult. It's just gonna be, you just can't do anything.
You have here, be quiet in the things you want God to work on. What do you mean by that?
Oh yeah, that's fire. Why? What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I don't know, because I would think that's like not to speak too much. But I would say the literal version that I would see in this is to not speak too much on things that you really, really want in life, or like something that you really are working on, that you want God to work with you on, and just to like kind of go like not on a solo trip with that, but like more to internalize it and to think about it and to pray on it.
Okay, yeah, that's close. So I wrote that because when you're in a situation, when I was in a situation where I needed something, I needed help, I needed a miracle, I needed whatever I wanted in that moment, I would put a lot of my faith in other people. And what does that look like? And then I started noticing this a lot more. But what does that look like is that, for example, let's say I need money. I am going through a financial hardship, and I pray and I say, God, I trust you. I know you're gonna provide for me, right? But as soon as I would see other people, other Christians, I would go, "Oh, Andrea, I'm going through. Man, I'm sure $100, man. Pray for me." What in reality, I'm telling you, in reality, my heart is telling you, is like, please give me
Give me money.
$100, and which is, I wouldn't say wrong, but I would say that I'm not putting my trust in God at all. Like if I think can provide me $100, I don't need to tell anybody that. Because if I don't tell anybody, and then you come over to me and say, Richie, I was praying about you. Here's $100 that I felt like giving you. That you know for a fact that was from God.
From God, yeah.
And two things are happening at the same time. One is you as a person, you start to rely on what God wants to give you, and like you start growing in your faith. So if I need money or a job or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and I know another brother or sister in Christ can give it to me, and I just keep sharing that to them because I want them to get a reaction. You know, if you can help a brother out, you will help them.
Yeah.
But I think one thing is like you're not going to rely or put your faith in other people. And the second, I think this is the most important, is like you will get what you need in the moment. For example, I think that if I solve the problems that you have, I'm probably skipping you from a learning curve that you have to go through, from a hardship that you have to go through to get to your victory, or a character development stage. And if I do that, then I'm not doing the will of God in your life.
Right.
Because I'm
Gotcha.
so if I needed to go through that period of time without the $100 of example that we said, if I need it, maybe I have a wrong relationship with money. Maybe I use money in a wrongful way, and I need to understand what scarcity is in order to, change that in my life. But because I'm always getting those things fulfilled by other people that are doing it, will do it in a good intention,
Right.
but they making me skip a step that I needed to go through, a path that God already had for me. So that's why I say, do not share the things that you want God to do in your life with other people. But here's the tricky part, because I don't want people to get it the wrong way. Just don't share if you know they can solve the issue. Because there's a lot of human things that that can be solved by, random things every day. But they're prayer requests. There's more deeply emotional things that you just need the support from other people around you. And for me, those are totally fine. My issue is I don't share those if deep down I know I'm just asking because I want you to help me to fix it.
Okay. So then does that qualify for other things that's not money?
Yeah, that qualifies for a lot of things. I think I would, when I needed to, let's say when I needed a job, I would tell people that, oh yeah, like it's hard. I don't know. Like I wasn't looking for the job, but I was telling people about it. So if they knew something to hook me up, I wanted to be there for me.
Gotcha.
Or if I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a lot of examples for that, but I think that I see it with people a lot when they're like, "Oh yeah, my this and this situation could be solved with this, and pray for me." But in reality, it's like it's not praying for me. It's like, can you fix it?
Can you help me fix it?
Can you help me fix it? And yeah, I think that I could help you, but I just don't want you to say that it was just you still have your faith in God when, because I've known people that let's say they didn't have any food at home and they sat in a chair. They have personally told me this. They had sat in a chair and just pray and said, God, you have to provide me because I don't have any other source,
Yeah.
any other way, any source of income to provide for me or my family right now. And they would literally have people come over to their doorsteps and be like, oh, I was just randomly at the supermarket and I thought of you, and here's
Some food.
some groceries. And that not only just makes you grow in your faith, but also it's just, I don't know, it just makes you realize that those things are definitely coming from God.
Yeah, I like these points you have because I feel like some of them really connect with each other. Like the one we just talked about, be quiet in the things you want, right? And you mentioned a lot of things that is like the root of it, right? What you also speak about here, it's like the most important is the root of things. So
Right.
like why you do things,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
then I feel like that kind of connects with be quiet in the things you want God to work on.
Right, right.
And
And I feel
then-
like those are things that I, like if I learn number one, like in this stage of my life, and then 6 months later I learned number two, but the number two just makes sense because number one was in my life
Right.
already. So it's always like a thing of like connecting the dots, like that whole, the roots of things.
Yeah, because then right after the root of things, and right before the being quiet on things you want God to work on, you have big wins means big battles. You have to go through fire, and it's not fun.
Oh yeah,
So it's like
absolutely.
I feel like they all kind of.
But do you know what the roots of things, how I, like, do you want to know how I learned that?
Yes,
And
sir.
so I went through a hard breakup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just super depressed for a long time and just like not in the right mindset. So I wanted to be with someone. I wanted to date. I wanted to be with girls and all this. But in that moment where I was going through that, I was not in the right emotional state of mind. I just didn't want to be alone. So I just wanted, two things were going on. I just didn't want to be alone, and I wanted to see if I still had it in me. The whole flirting and talking to girls and all that. And then I was falling into this trap where I would talk to girls just for the sake of being with someone, not be alone, and maybe not for the right reasons. I wasn't
Right.
I wasn't going after them because I wanted to be a date them and marry them and respect them and all these things. I just wanted to feel my ego and just say that, yeah, I'm still the man. I still got it. So that was like, it was such a battle because I was going, just every time I was going back and forth in my head of like, oh, but I can't do it. And then I'm like, yeah, but what am I gonna do if I don't talk to, like, I need to talk to girls in order to, fulfill the whole thing about marriage and all that. But I was going back and forth, and I don't know, at some point I came to realize that it's not a sin to talk to girls. It's not a sin to go and pursue a lady.
Right.
It's not bad as long as your intentions are in the right place. The roots of your actions it's what determines if they're good or bad. It's not the action itself. Because once I realized that, okay, you can, as long as if you really like this girl and you wanna be what God is calling you to be with a woman, you're fair game. Flirt, do your thing.
Yeah.
You're really good at it. But God didn't say that, but I felt like He did. I feel like He was like, yeah, you're
Like,
good.
high
You're good, my
five.
man. You're good. But I'm just saying that I said, okay, so it's not the action, it's the root. And then I start applying that to all the other things that I had like doubts of, like, is this, because there's always a line like, okay, is this godly, is this not, is this good, is this not?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of gray areas in the Bible of like, well, can you do this, can you do not, like, and I think that what was the intention behind it was more important than, am I doing this because this is something that it's um, taking away pain or taking away sadness, or it's just something that I, and that could apply maybe even to like music or anything in life. It's like, what is the meaning behind it? It's
Behind
just,
it, right?
yeah. So that's how I got to that point back then, which is worked. I'm good now.
Again,
I got saved. Thank you, Lord.
thank
Yeah.
you, Lord.
But
No.
you know, but what are some of your things? What are some of? I mean, you always have like something that. What is something that right now you're, or like in the last 6 months, you feel like you have learned from God? Do you have any of those?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is life comes at you pretty fast.
All right.
Maybe that's not part of God, but I think that's just like, well, actually, I'll backtrack to our initial conversation, right?
All right.
Eating candy and everything that, like, how something that changed in my life was everything in
Okay.
the sense of like, listen, I had a job, fine, that's fine. And in a matter of like a conversation, it's like, oh, I don't really know what I'm gonna do in terms of career wise.
Right.
And I really wanted to get into data analysis. And I was just stuck on trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I was telling Candy about it, and then in conversation, she was like, "Oh, they're doing the teaching fellows program for the DOE to be a teacher." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll apply." So I applied. I didn't think I was gonna get in, and then I got a call. So that's one thing that changed, right? I got in, I got the job, I did the whole application stuff. I'm in the process of it, and I just completed my first year as a teacher. So that's one thing that changed. I got a new job. Second thing was, in a matter of, well, we got married. That happened fast too, right? We moved in. That was a whole story too. Like
Right.
everything happened so fast, and that was a blessing because that was just like the process of moving was a headache. We were trying to figure out where we were gonna go. We were in between this apartment and another one, but it was just so much going on, and in conversation with you, conversation with her, and praying. It was just like, we finally decided to stay here, which I'm glad we did, and everything has worked out perfectly. I've had no issues here. And yeah, now she's pregnant. So, 2 months in, and like, damn,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
like this is the plan that, I feel like God is making me like stand up and be a man in a sense.
So now you're saying that things move quickly, and I'm gonna just go back to what we were saying about the blessings will come, because this is another thing. I don't think we
Yeah.
have that much control over our blessings that are coming.
Right.
Like, what are the odds that you guys met, or the day you guys met, or like the first day when the way it went, like how much control, looking back at 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you 3 years ago and you today, what are the odds that all those things would have fallen into places to where you're at right now?
I mean, I didn't think this ever happened.
Right.
Like when I first.
So I was just out here editing the video, and I realized that it got cut off towards the end. There was like another 20 minutes of good conversation, but I mean, we're new at this, so I guess this is it. So this is it. End of the video. Thanks for watching.